There was a young man named Ethan. Ethan was busy, always busy. Busy building his career, busy chasing money, busy planning his future. Every day his mother called him, sometimes once, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times. Most of the time, Ethan would look at his phone and think, I'll call her later. But later never came. One evening, his mother left him a voice message. Hi my son, I just wanted to hear your voice. Call me when you are free. I miss you. Ethan smiled. He planned to call her back after work. But work became meetings. Meetings became deadlines. And the day ended. The next day, she called again. Ethan ignored it. Again he told himself, tomorrow. Week passed. One morning, Ethan's phone rang. It was his uncle. His voice was shaking. Ethan, your mother passed away last night. For a moment, Ethan couldn't understand what he had just heard. The words felt unreal. His heart started racing. His hands trembled. The phone slipped from his fingers. The room suddenly felt silent. Too silent. Ethan slowly fell to his knees. Tears filled his eyes, but no tears came out. He was in shock. The woman who had loved him more than anyone else in the world was gone forever. A few days later, Ethan returned to the small house where he had grown up. Everything looked exactly the same. The old wooden door, the family photographs on the wall. The small kitchen where his mother used to cook his favorite meals. Everything was there, except her. The house felt empty. The silence felt heavy, as if the walls themselves were mourning. Ethan walked into the living room. Near the window stood his mother's favorite chair. The chair where she used to sit every evening, waiting for his phone call, waiting to hear his voice. The chair was empty now, and it would remain empty forever. On the table beside it sat her reading glasses, a half-finished book, and her favorite coffee cup. Ethan touched the cup gently. For a second, he imagined she would walk into the room and smile. But reality quickly returned. She was not coming back. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He sat alone in his childhood bedroom, the same room where he had once dreamed about becoming successful. Outside, the wind moved softly through the trees. Inside, the silence was unbearable. Then he picked up his phone. As he scrolled through old messages, something caught his attention. A voice message. His mother's last voice message. The one he never listened to. His hands started shaking. His heart felt heavy. Slowly, he pressed play. The room filled with her voice. "Hi, my son. I just wanted to hear your voice. Call me when you are free. I miss you." That was all. Just one simple message. But it shattered him. Ethan buried his face in his hands and cried. Not the quiet tears of an adult, the painful cries of a child who had lost the person he loved most. He cried for the cause he ignored, the visits he postponed, the conversation he never had, the moments he thought would always be there but were now gone forever. For the first time in his life, Ethan understood something important. His mother never wanted his money. She never cared about his job title. She never cared about how successful he became. She didn't want expensive gifts. She didn't want luxury. She only wanted few minutes of his time. A simple phone call, a simple conversation, a simple reminder that her son still remembered her. And now, even if Ethan gave away every dollar he owned, even if he gave away all his success, he could never buy back those lost moments. Years passed. Ethan eventually became everything he had dreamed of becoming. He built a successful business. He owned a beautiful house. He drove expensive cars. People admired him. People respected him. People called him successful. But deep inside, there was a space that could never be filled. One evening, Ethan visited his mother's grave. The sun was setting. The sky glowed with shades of orange and gold. He sat quietly beside the stone. For a long time, he said nothing. Then he whispered softly, "I'm sorry, Mom." His voice cracked. "I was so busy building my future that I forgot to spend time with the person who gave me everything." Tears rolled down his cheeks. "I thought there would always be another tomorrow. I was wrong." The wind moved gently through the trees. The world remained silent, but somehow Ethan felt as if his mother had heard him. And for the first time in years, he allowed himself to cry. Not a businessman, not a successful man, but as a son who finally understood the true value of love. One day, the people you love will no longer be here, not because they stopped loving you, but because life is temporary. Call your parents, visit your family, spend time with the people who matter most, because one day you will wish for just one more conversation, one more hug, one more smile, one more minute. And sometimes life doesn't give second chance.